Visual Studio Code, right? Yeah. What is it? Visual Studio Code is an editor. You got those plugins also, I told you. You installed plugins also. Plugins are nothing but extensions. What extensions I told you? Live server extension, VS Code, icons. And IntelliSense. IntelliSense for CSS class names. Right. In order to start working with practically, so the plugins, we have a live server plugin, VS Code icons plugin, and IntelliSense. IntelliSense for CSS class names in HTML. So these you need to keep ready. And after that, yesterday I given you an overview about what is a website, right? We discussed about what is a website. Technically, what is a website? Website is a virtual directory that comprises of resources. So, and you remembered every website, it is called as a virtual directory, and every website have two paths. We have a virtual path, another one, physical path. Physical path is the location where we keep the resources. And virtual path is the path which is used by users to access the resources. Website related resources can we access directly? Can we access the resources of website without any web page? Understood the question? Can we access the resources of website without any web page? Yes. Yesterday we learned, na? Yes. We can access directly by using the path. So, but very important is, it is difficult to know in which path what resources they kept. That is the reason we need a web page. So you need to know what is a web page. You have to know what is a web page. So technically, web page is nothing but it is a hypertext document. Hypertext means already explained. What is meant by hypertext, I already explained that. So web page is a hypertext document. Actually, it provides an user interface. It provides an user interface. We call it as UI. For website, user interface for website, from where user can interact with the resources. In order to interact with the resources, we have to provide a good interface, and that interface is designed as web page. So what is a web page? Web page is a document, and what is this document's responsibility? To provide a good interface from where user can interact with the resources. Without web page also, can we interact with resources? Yes. For that we need to know their exact path. So better to create a good interface. Actually, so for example, as I already given here, usually you have a website. Website, as I already discussed in the last session, it is a folder. In this website folder, you can keep some resources. Suppose we have some images, we have some documents. So we have so many things inside a website. Suppose some a.jpg, some b.pdf, something like this. Now, in order to access this, in order to work with these resources, generally what we do is, To interact with these resources, we design a document. We design a document. We will create one document. This document is called as web page. In this web page, what you will do is you will create an interface like we have pic, we have like tutorial like this. Now what happens is when user opens his computer, that means when user opens his computer client, he can access this page. He will access this web page, and from there he will select this pic. Then automatically it will connect to that images and it will get that and it will send to the client. So what is web page? Web page is a document that provides an interface from where user can interact with our resources. He can access the resources, he can send some data, all these things. So now we need to learn how to design these web pages. First, we have to learn how to create a website and how to create web pages. Before doing that, one more you should know that the web pages are classified into two types. We have static page and we have dynamic page. So web pages are two types. We have static pages and dynamic. What is the difference between static page and dynamic page? Let's see. Generally at learning level, so many definitions you will get, forget them. So you have to technically know correctly what is static and dynamic. Actually, in computer technologies, you should know that in computer technologies, the word static and the word non-static or people call as dynamic. These two words are related to memory. The terms static and non-static are related to memory. If anyone is talking about static, non-static, that means he is talking about memory. In computer technologies, we have static memory and non-static memory. What is difference between these two memories is, as of now I will give simple because you don't know any programming. Later when you learn programming, you will understand. Static is actually, it is called continuous memory. And non-static is called discrete memory. Static is continuous memory and non-static is discrete memory. Technically, these are static and non-static. Static is continuous memory and non-static is discrete. I will show you one point here. See, actually, suppose we have a component. In this component, we have some static, S is 0, and non-static, suppose it is N is 0. Now we have two values, S and N. One is static, another one is non-static. Now static is stored in static memory, S equal to 0. And non-static is stored in dynamic memory. That means N is equal to 0. Now in this memory, we are using S equal to S plus 1. And here also I am using N is equal to N plus 1. Both locations, they are increased by 1. Now what happened here is, generally for this component, these two memories are allocated. We have static memory and non-static memory. Now what happened is, we created one object we created one object for this component. We created an object for that component. This object have to use both S and N. Then what it will do is, it will go to static memory. S will be 0 plus 1. That means it will be 1. What object 1 have done? Object 1 have modified this S to how much? 1. Incremented by 1 and here also it will do. So N is equal to 0 plus 1. That means how much? 1. Now what happened? So for this here, N is equal to 0 plus 1. That means here also 1. That means here, so N value also it sets to 1. N is also set to 1. Now object 1 finished using memory. Object 1 finished using memory. When object 1 finished using memory, static memory will remain same. And it will continue for next object. Static memory will remain same. And this will continue for second object. But non-static memory will reset. Non-static memory will reset. It will disconnect. That means what happens is, suppose now object 2 is created. Object 2 is created. Now object 2 is going to use the same component again. Now when object 2 goes, actually what happened, object 1 finished. When object 1 is finished, this N will reset. That N will reset, but S will continue. Then for object 2, what happens is, S is 1 plus 1, it will be 2. But N will be again 0 plus 1, it will be 1. That means what is static memory? Static memory is the memory which is created for the first and it will continue for all others. That is why technical terms, static means continuous memory. Continuous memory. Non-static means discrete. After object 1 finished using it, it will disconnect and again newly allocated for object 2. So if anybody asked in computer technologies what is static and non-static, professional answer is static is continuous, non-static is discrete. Generally, people who are coming from school, college level, learning of various technologies, Java, .NET and C++ and all, for them different definition. Generally, if you ask what is static, they will say static is accessed by class name, sir. So I never asked how it is accessed. I asked what it is. But school, college level answers will be static is accessed by class name. Even you Google in several websites, same definition is given. Static is accessed by class name. How it is accessed, I don't care. I am asking what it is. Right? That means static memory means the memory will continue. Discrete memory means it will disconnect. Let's take a real-time example. Suppose you are using Gmail and when you open Gmail, it asked you to log in. You logged in. After login, you are watching your mails. You finished watching your first mail. You clicked on first mail, finish. Then you came back and you selected second mail. That means second mail opens. Is it asking to log in again? No. You have logged in only once and the same is continued. But take an example that is static. That is static. Take an example of bank transaction. You are using your Paytm or something. You are transferring money to a person. Then when you are transferring money to a person, then it will ask your password or PIN. Right? You entered the password and PIN. Money transferred successfully. After that, disconnect. After that, disconnected. Now to the same person, again, immediately you are sending another amount to the same person again. Then it will ask PIN again. Why? It should continue now. So static memory is good when you need continuous operations. It is not good when you are using secured operations. That means if it continues without asking PIN every time, that is not safe in such type of applications. There they have to maintain what kind of memory? Dynamic. That means for every request, memory allocated, after it finished, deleted. That means every time you need to confirm with passwords. That is dynamic. So in real world environment where we use these static and dynamic, this is example. What is good about static? It continues, but problems are there. What are the problems with static? You close your browser. You close your browser. You haven't signed out. You close your browser and go. Somebody opened your laptop, your computer, and opened browser and entered Gmail. Suddenly your account will open to him. Am I right? It's not safe. It's not safe. So that means it is static. Static is good if you are the person who is using the computer. Nobody other have access. Every day login is time waste. Then we will log in once and you will use continuously. We don't log out. So static and non-static depends on how memory is allocated. Memory is continuing, that is static. So if anyone asks technically what is static and what is dynamic, so static refers to continuous memory, and the non-static, so
Recording in progress.
discrete memory means disconnected memory. So we have static and we have non-static. Now how it is related to web page? That means how it is related to web page. How it is related to web pages. How it is related to web page. Let's see how it is static and non-static related to web page. Actually, static page is nothing but static page. Static page provides same information across any number of requests. Static page provides same information across any number of requests. Static page provides same information. That means it sends the same response every time. That means it sends the same response every time. It sends the same response every time. And usually, I will show practically, static page have extension .htm or .html. Usually static pages have extension HTML or HTML. So this is about static page. Static page provides same information across any number of requests. That means it continues, continues to, that is what actually the concept of static. For example, I will show you one example here. Suppose I opened here some website tutorials point. Now I opened this. Is it the same page to everybody who opens this website? Am I right? Is it the same page to everybody who opens this website? Yes. That is why it is static page. it is a static page. Static pages usually have extension HTML or HTML. So these days we have more secured concepts. We don't show the page names everywhere. Some websites are still showing, but in majority of the modern web development, we don't show page names. So that is the reason don't expect for page name everywhere. All right, here I am showing, but don't expect for page name everywhere. These days in modern technologies, we don't show page names in the URLs, right? So technically it is a static page because you open 100 times and you open from anywhere. So it will be same. Remember, how it looks is not static. How it responds is static. Remember, I am talking about how the page responds, not about how the page looks. A page may look same to everybody, but if it is responding different, then it is not static page. Static page or dynamic page not depends on how they look. That depends on how they respond. Not on how they look. That depends on how they respond. For example, I will give you here simple another point here. So means let's take another example here. Suppose here we are using suppose you have some college website, or suppose it is like some IRCTC PNR status. Now what happens is in a college website you have a hall ticket number. So and in IRCTC you have like PNR number, and they will give you one text box to enter your number. After that you have a submit button to submit. Am I right? Now can you tell me, is it a static page or dynamic page? Is it a static page or a dynamic page? Why is it displaying same to everybody? Initially, it is displaying same to everybody. Am I right? Will it respond same to everybody? No. That is why it doesn't depend on how it looks like. It depends on how it responds. Right? If it is responding same to everybody, then it is static. This will not, it will look same, but it will not respond same. Right? You entered a wrong number, then it says invalid. You entered a correct number, then it will show your details, which number you entered. That means, what is a dynamic page? Usually, dynamic page, right? So dynamic page can change the response according to the request. Dynamic page can change the response according to the request. That means you make a request, according to your request it can change. That means it doesn't have same information. It doesn't have same information to display every time, to display or say to respond every time, That means it changes the response according to request. Usually dynamic pages have extension .jsp, .php, .asp, .aspx. All these are dynamic pages. And to design a dynamic page, we need some server-side technologies. Java, .NET, PHP, Python, Node.js, all these are used for designing dynamic. So static pages will have extension HTML, HTML and all. Dynamic pages will have different extensions. For example, see now here. Suppose I am opening some Inox Movies. This is a website. In Inox Movies website, you can see this is the ticket booking screen. Now, is it a static page or a dynamic page? Is it a static page or dynamic page? Mhm. You have movie to select, you have cinema to select, you have date to select, you have time to select, seats to select. Everybody, for everybody, same information it will show. No, then it is not a static page. That means I told you what you are considering, how it looks to everybody. Will it respond same to everybody? It will not respond same to everybody. Different people have different movies to watch. Different people have different theaters to select. Will it respond same to everybody? No, then it is not a static page. It is an dynamic page. Let's see. I am selecting a movie. I am selecting some movie. And I am selecting some cinema. I am selecting some date. I am selecting some timing. I am selecting some seats. And click on book. It will respond according to my request. It is a dynamic page. Dynamic pages usually have the extension like JSP, PHP, depending on which technology it is. ASPX means it is designed in .NET technology. ASPX means .NET, PHP means PHP, JSP means Java. Right? That means it is dynamic page. This is a dynamic page. That means whether it is a static page or dynamic page, it doesn't depends on how they look. That depends on how they respond. That is the reason at school, college level, you will have different definitions. They will tell you that dynamic pages will interact, static pages will not interact, static pages also interact. Static pages also interact. But it is not about interaction, it is about response. Even you interact, that means the response, how it sends is important. So static pages means they have same type of content to deliver every time. And dynamic page means it changes according to the request. So we have to learn how to design static and dynamic. So, but in the front end, we will all first learn. Remember this very important point here. Note is, so both static and dynamic pages are designed by using HTML. So you will get a wrong definition so many times from several people telling you that HTML is used to design static pages. So many times you will get this definition from many people that HTML is used for designing static pages. That is a wrong definition. HTML is a markup language and it is used to design both static pages and dynamic. Additionally, dynamic pages have some extra functionality. That means, what is that functionality? They can take your request, they can process the request, they can send a response according to your request. But the design of page is done with HTML only. The logic additionally comes into dynamic pages. Static page, dynamic page, both require HTML. That means don't think that HTML is used for designing static pages. This definition you will see so many people giving you in online, YouTube and everywhere. That is wrong, because you have seen this. You have seen this dynamic page, Inox movies. You have seen this Inox movies. And this Inox movies, you see, this is Inox movies. And this is a dynamic page. Then how it is designed? The screen, colors, effects, how it is designed? HTML. Dynamic pages are also designed by using HTML, but additionally they have a server-side functionality that is written in Java, .NET like technologies, PHP, Node.js like technologies. So either it is static page or dynamic page, HTML is compulsory. So HTML means not only static pages, it is for dynamic. For example, see, not only this, suppose I open W3 schools. You know this very well now. W3schools.com, right? Now you see in this, suppose we have learn HTML. I selected this and you see in that I opened this page. Now, can you tell me, is it a static page or dynamic page? It is not static, it is dynamic. Because you see, I am typing here my own content, welcome, and run. It responds according to me. So this is a dynamic page, see ASP. It is a dynamic page. So dynamic page means it looks initially same to everybody, but it will not respond same. So static page and dynamic pages are this. These are dynamic pages. These are dynamic. So both static and dynamic pages are designed with HTML. So HTML is a language you need for both static and dynamic. And that is very important here. So in many interviews they ask, what is difference between website and web application? So we have websites and we have web applications. We have website and web application. You need to know what you are building. Is it a website or web application? So technically, what is difference? Remember, internet means not websites. Many times you people think everything as a website because you don't know technically about it. For a general person, it's okay. For a general person on internet, whatever he watches, he says as a website. But actually, so internet comprises of website, web applications. It contains blogs. It contains microblogs. It contains wikis. It contains podcasting, casting. It contains widgets. All these are components of web. Internet is not just about websites. Internet contains a lot of things. As a general person, everything he watches on internet, he will call it as a website. For you, YouTube is a website, Google is a website, Netflix is a website for you. But technically they are not. They are different. I will tell you the point, because you cannot call yourself as a web developer without knowing what you are building at all. So you should know the difference. What is website? What is web application? Actually, website is nothing but, here we will see those points. Website is nothing but it comprises of all static resources. Understood? It comprises of all static resources. These days, websites are very less in number. They are static resources. Static resources means you can open and you can just watch. You cannot do anything. There is no search. There is no login. There is no register. There is no chat or anything. You can ask them. Just open them and watch. You can click and you can see different things, but that is not interaction. You are just navigating. You cannot interact with them. Interact means you cannot ask any question. They will not reply to you. You cannot log in. You cannot search. You cannot do anything. You can just watch. Those are called as what? Websites. So even a small search option is there. A small search option is available. Then it is called as an web application. That means you are searching, you are asking, you are filtering, you are talking to them, you are interacting, then it is an web application. These days, almost everyone is an web application. Nobody wants a website. So everybody says that in my business, people need to ask me some queries. I will reply to them. They can take an appointment. They can search for such things. That means now you are not building websites much. We are building what? Web application. So that means web application comprises of both static and dynamic. That means it contains static, some pages will be static, some pages will be dynamic. That means these days we are not building websites much because every small business, they want a web application. Web application means it needs some interactions. If there are no interactions at all, then that is a simple website. So we have websites and we have web application. Another important, we have blogs. Actually, blog is nothing but, in short, actually it is web log. In short, we call as blog. Blogs are nothing but, blogs are journals on internet. Blogs are like journals on internet. These are like journals on internet. What is meant by journal, I will tell you here. For example, suppose you want to join some course. So just take, suppose you want to join some course in a college or in some institute you want to join. Then you will visit their website. Their website or application you will visit. You will search for what course you are looking for. You will search for what topics they are delivering. You will search for batch timings and everything on their website. After you join the course, is that website any useful for you? No. After you join the college, before joining the college, you will be using the college website. Once you join the college, so you will visit. So is that useful every day to you? Every day it is not useful to you. So what is useful to you is every faculty can have his own blog. Every faculty can have his own blog. Every college group have a blog. In that what they do is daily what they are discussing, what they are learning, they post there. And you subscribe to it. And you get updates every day what you are learning, the notes and everything. This is called blogs. Blogs are different from web applications and websites. Blogs are free. You can freely create blogs. These days people are making more money with blogs. Now actually, I hope you know that now we gone from the situation of blog to we gone to vlogs, video logs. You see YouTube channels are there, na? YouTube channels are nothing but video logs. Earlier blogs means we have a page. In that page we put some photos and we put some content. Suppose we have a very popular chef in a 5-star hotel and he have his blog. Early days people have to follow his blog. And whatever cooking related tips and all are there, we have to visit his blog and watch. Now what he is doing, he is giving them as a video now. Am I right? As a video. We call them as vlogs. Vlogs means video logs. Video logs usually contain information about daily what they are doing. They are sending some information to you. People are making money with that. For blogs, we can create the blogs free. And if many people are subscribing, many people are liking your work, then automatically Google puts advertisements in those blogs. And for that they pay you. Do you know it is a very large amount? It's very large amount, huge. These days people are quitting their jobs and doing YouTube channels. Their software jobs, they are quitting their software jobs and doing YouTube channels. Do you know a proper YouTube channel with 1 million subscribers? So per month, per week you can say, per week or per month it can earn average of 4 lakhs with 1 million subscribers. And if views are increasing, suppose because you uploaded a video, 2 million views came to that video. In 1 week, 5 lakhs, 6 lakhs money. 1 week. Then why do I do a software job now? Right? I will put a YouTube channel. Yes, many people are doing this. They are quitting their jobs and doing YouTube channels. Right? That means the point here is people are making these days online. So online, so much feasibilities are there. Feasibilities. You can make good money without any good knowledge of technical skills. You don't need to know how to build a website also. YouTube channel provides everything. It provides video editing, everything free. It will guide you. It will say, put logo here, put this here, put that here. You don't, and if you are a web developer, you learned how to design, you can do more better. Right? You can do in a more better way. People with non-technical knowledge, they are doing that. If technical people can do that, they can do in a more better way. Right? The point here, what is difference between a website and a blog? Blogs are usually maintained by individual users. Only single user maintains and he uploads all the data into this. Day by day updates or weekly updates, he updates. We don't call them as websites, we call them as blogs. Blogs and microblogs. Microblogs means if many people are updating their information at one place, then it is called microblog. So example is Twitter. Twitter is not a website. Twitter is not a web application. Twitter is a blog, microblog. Microblog means on Twitter, many people can post information into it. Facebook is different. Facebook is not microblog. Twitter is microblog because I hope you know Twitter and Facebook difference. In Facebook, everybody can post on your post, comment on your post. In Facebook, everybody can comment on your post. No, only your friends. How everybody can post? Is it possible? It's not possible. Only your friends can. I hope you know this, right? But Twitter, anybody can comment. You don't need to be a friend of him, right? That is microblog. Facebook is not microblog. So Twitter is a microblog. That means at one place, everybody can post their information. These are microblogs. So Twitter is not a website. Twitter is a microblog. Even in newspapers, you will see that they will write, today in microblogger Twitter, this person tweeted this message. Even newspaper person knows that it is a blog, not a website. Right? A newspaper writer also knows that Twitter is not a website. It is a microblog. So on internet, everything is not website. Why you have to know this? Because your clients will ask, they will say that I want a website. They will say that I want a application. They will say that I want a blog. Then you have to design accordingly. And for everyone, design and functionality is not same. It will be changing. A developer should know how to design such various things. That is what you will learn here. So we can design sites, we can design applications, we can design blogs and microblogs. And wikis are nothing but, wiki means actually, the word wiki means quick. The word wiki means quick. It is an Hawaiian word. Wiki means quick. It is an Hawaiian word, Hawaiian language word. I hope you have, wikis are so many actually. What is the speciality about wiki? You have seen Wikipedia, am I right? Wikipedia means a quick reference for encyclopedia. That is the full form actually. A quick reference for encyclopedia. But that is not the concept of wiki. The speciality of wiki is different. Actually, the speciality of wiki is nothing but, so wiki allows any user to edit its content. That is the specialty of wiki. That is the specialty of wiki. Then we call it as wikis. Don't think that wiki means Wikipedia. Wikipedia is a type of wiki. Like Wikipedia, there are so many wikis. For example, I will tell you what is that means actually. Suppose I will give you Wikipedia. This is Wikipedia. In Wikipedia, I am searching for some JavaScript. Okay. It given information about JavaScript, some information about JavaScript. What you might have not observed regularly is in this page, there is an edit option. For example, you open some Naresh IT website. In this Naresh IT website, you selected some course you selected. The course related details will come. Can you make any change in this? But in Wiki, you can. You can. That means you know better than what they have written. You can change. A Wiki allows anybody to edit its content. This is different. Wiki means which allows anyone to edit its content. That is Wiki. Right? And if anybody asked you like, I want a Wiki, then it is very tough job. It's not easy. Because designing Wiki means lot of security issues will come. Anybody will post whatever he wants, but we need to filter it. We need to take care about what he is posting. We need to secure our application from lot of injection attacks will happen. So the point here is, now you got an idea what is Wiki. Can you name any another Wiki you have seen? You got an idea of Wiki. Can you name any another Wiki that you know, you have seen in your career? Any another Wiki where you can change their information? Best example is Google Maps is a Wiki. Google Maps is a Wiki. In Google Maps, do you know you can write reviews, you can upload photos, you know? You can even pin the unpinned locations, you know it? So Google Maps is a Wiki. Anything else? No. Actually, I hope many of you have seen. Do you know IMDb? You know IMDb? IMDb is very popular, na? That means worldwide movie ratings. This is maintained by Oscar people, star movies, right? And worldwide, all international ratings are present here, worldwide. That means if I want to know about any movie, its reviews, I will go to IMDb first. Anybody in the world goes to IMDb first because it is international movie ratings. IMDb, right? For example, in this IMDb, I'm searching for a movie. So I'm selecting a movie. When I'm selecting a movie, the movie related information comes here. The movie related information comes here. And you see there is an edit option here. Edit option here. That means about this movie and its cast, crew and story, some information is posted. And some information may be wrong or something is mismatching. Some photos are not available. You search for Indian movies. When you search for Indian movies on IMDb, some photos are missing. Actors, actress photos are missing. Why? Because they don't know them. They don't know them. And if you know them and you have their photos, you can upload. They will allow you to do that. So this is wikis. We call them as wikis. So designing web is not all about designing websites. We have wikis also. So I hope you got different idea, right? Website, web application, blogs, microblogs, another one, wikis. Another one, we have podcasting. Podcasting. Actually, podcasting is nothing but, I hope you know iPod. You know iPod? Right? Do you know the meaning of iPod? What is the meaning of pod? P-O-D. Pod means any device or anything which can broadcast media. Media means audio and video. If anyone can broadcast media, audio and video, then that is called podcasting. Podcasting is nothing but broadcasting audio and video. Audio and video. Broadcasting is not just broadcasting, it can cast onto others. For example, I will tell you, one best example of this podcasting is everywhere podcasting is there. YouTube is a podcaster. YouTube is not a website or a application. YouTube is a podcaster. YouTube is a podcasting. For example, podcasting means, I will tell you simple example why it is called podcasting. You are watching YouTube on your mobile. And do you know, when you are watching YouTube on mobile, you can broadcast the video that you are watching onto a smart TV connected to your network. You know it? That is podcasting. Podcasting means you can watch where you are watching, or we can broadcast to some other device connected in network. That are called podcasters. YouTube is a podcasting. Not only YouTube, so many are podcasters now. Podcasting is nothing but broadcasting audio and video. That means you are watching here. For example, you are listening to songs. Like we have an app called Savan, right? We have iTunes is also there, right? Windows Media Player, iTunes, these are all podcasters. That means you are listening to songs. Do you know you can broadcast this song to a through Bluetooth to a speaker? You know it? That is podcasting. That means you are listening on your mobile and you are broadcasting this onto a device that is connected to it. These are podcasters. So majority of OTTs are podcasters. YouTube is a podcasting. Even on your laptop, you are watching YouTube. You can broadcast through laptop to your smart TVs. Right? That is what actually podcasting means. So broadcasting audio and videos. Another one, we have widgets. Widgets are nothing but we have gadgets on internet. Actually, widgets they are not like websites. For example, I hope you know these widgets actually. Suppose you open Google. I'm opening Google. Suppose I want weather forecast, or you see, you want some currency converter, right? Then you say currency converter. A separate website will not open. Automatically in Google, directly a currency converter comes. You don't need to visit any website. Directly it will come into this. You want weather forecast, directly it comes here. Understood? You don't need to visit separate website. Directly it comes here. You can watch here itself. These are called gadgets. We call them as widgets. Right? These type of widgets are designed by using, I told you in the introduction, by using jQuery, JavaScript, we design such things. I told you that we will learn web templates. We will learn about gadgets, how to design them. These are all called as widgets. So web development have a lot of things. So don't think that web is website. Right? We have a lot of things. We have websites, we have web applications, we have blogs, we have wikis, we have podcasting, and we have widgets. So many others you will come. So we are going to learn how to build. We are going to learn building web applications. That means it is more than a website. That means it will have both static and dynamic. But first we will learn static, then we will go with the dynamic, how to add those resources. So we are going to learn how to build a web application first. After you know how to build web applications, then you will see blogs, how we can publish the blogs and all. I will show you how you can create your own blogs, publish them online. You can make it free, available and all. So first we are going to learn how to build a web application. So we are building web application means it is more than a website. That means you are building an application means you can build a website also. But what is difference? Application contains both static resources and dynamic. Initially we will design static, then we can go with dynamic. So let's see how to build a web application. So for that you need to keep all the environment ready first, right? Now once it is ready, how do we build a web application? First step. To build a web application, first step, so every application needs a physical location. Am I right? Physical location. Every web application needs a physical location. Already I told you yesterday, websites or web applications, the resources are kept in physical location. The resources are accessed by using virtual. We have physical path and we have virtual. So now every application needs a physical location. Hence, that is why you have to create a new folder on your computer for web application. You have to create a new folder on your computer for a web application where we will keep all our resources. We have to create a folder on our computer where we have to keep all the resources. You can create anywhere you want. Anywhere you want, you can create C drive, D drive, E drive, anything. Any drive location you are having, you can create. For example, see in my computer, open your PC, go to any location, some C drive, D drive, E drive, some location, and create a new folder here. You create any new folder. For example, I am creating a new folder. I will give the folder name as, suppose, shopping. I am creating a new folder as shopping. That's it. You can give any name. Just I am giving a new folder as shopping. Okay. The folder is created by name shopping. So a folder is created. I created in E drive by name what? Shopping. Now this is your physical path. This is the location where you have to keep all your resources. Okay. Now how to make it as a professional web application? How we can make it as a professional web application? So what you have to do is, now open the folder, the project folder. Open the project folder in Visual Studio Code. Project folder in Visual Studio Code. That means we will work with our project in an editor. So we will better go to editor. There we will work with our project. And what is our editor? Visual Studio Code. So open Visual Studio Code. You installed Visual Studio Code. You open the Visual Studio Code editor. And this is Visual Studio Code editor. And in this, what you have to do is go to file menu. Usually you will get a home screen initially. Home screen means directly you will get this screen. You can select open folder, or you can go to file menu, open folder, select your folder. Where is the folder we created? E drive. What is the folder name? Shopping. Okay, I opened that folder. This is the folder. And to see your files and folders, always select the first option here. Sometimes accidentally you may be in different options, right? You click the first option, then you will get your folder, right? So it is empty. There is nothing inside it. Currently your project is empty, nothing inside it. So once you open the folder, next step, what you have to do is, now configure, that means initialize project folder as a web application. Initialize project folder as the web application. Convert this ordinary folder into a professional web application. How to do that? How we can convert this into a professional web application? For that, what you have to do is, the project folder as web application. For that, what you have to do is see, you have to open this folder location in a terminal. You have a terminal here. Terminal is nothing but command prompt. It will get a command prompt. Go to terminal and select new terminal. When you select new terminal, the terminal will come here. This is command prompt. I will tell you what you have to do here. Carefully, you have to do this first. Actually, when you open terminal in your computers, you will not get directly like this. Actually, you will get here PS. You will get an option PS, PowerShell. You will get an option PS. For example, you see here, actually you will get like this. You will get like this. When you open terminal, you will get like this. So don't use this, because PowerShell is a separate software tool which you have to install properly in order to use it. And by default, it is provided but not completely installed. So your commands will not run here. So don't use this. Change the PowerShell to command prompt. That means you have to open terminal. First step, what you have to do, go to terminal menu and select new terminal. Go to terminal menu and select new terminal. After you select terminal, what you have to do is change the terminal from PowerShell to command prompt. How to change, I will show you here. Change the PowerShell to command prompt. How to change PowerShell to command prompt? See, you have to change the PowerShell to command prompt. Here, you will find a down arrow right side. In the terminal, you will find a down arrow right side. So not plus symbol. So the down arrow, click the down arrow, you will get an option command prompt. You have to select it. That means you have to select this command prompt. Then command prompt will open like this. Make sure that you are changing from PowerShell to command prompt. Right? Don't use PowerShell. It will not work properly in all computers. So generally some professional developers install it. When they install it, they can directly use PowerShell. As of now, you don't know about it, so ignore. Change to command prompt. Okay? You can open that command prompt separately also, but open in editor, it is simple. So after changing to command prompt, it will come like this. Am I right? Now what you have to do is, here you have to type the command. You have to type the command there. You have to type the command npm. What is npm? Node Package Manager. We installed this now, Node Package Manager. npm init -y. This is the command you have to run. That means npm will initialize as a web application now. And what actually it will do is, generally npm init y, it is going to generate a new file into project. So, and that file is package.json. It is going to generate a file called package.json. This is very important file. Every professional project must have this package JSON. Every professional web application must have a package JSON file. So package JSON is nothing but, actually package.json comprises of metadata. Metadata means it contains information about your project. Like it can be like version, like it can be the project name, it can be like dependencies, etc. All this is present in this package JSON. How to work with this package JSON you will see later, but This is a mandatory file to be inside a project. Very important, this is package.json file. Every professional application, later you are learning Angular, React, Java, .NET, everywhere you will find this type of file. Package.json, it is compulsory, it is mandatory to have this file. What is this package.json? I will simply tell you a basic point here as a developer here. Suppose you are learning some technologies. You are learning some technologies and you want to practice some projects. You want to practice some projects so that you will get perfection on the technology you are learning. Online, several people design projects and they upload freely to you so that you can download and practice them. Now, you downloaded one project designed by somebody. You downloaded a project in your computer and you try to run that project. It will not run. Why it will not run? The first problem is the person who designed that project, he used some tools, some libraries. Those tools and libraries must be there in your computer. Right? What he used in designing that project, the same you must have in your computer. Otherwise, how it will work? And you must have the same version. Which version he used, same version you need to have. How do a developer knows about what he used in that project? As a developer, how do I know what he used in that project? Which version he used in that project? We use this package.json. Information is present here. After downloading every project, I will first go to this package.json and I will see it. In that package.json, it will give me complete information about the project. What libraries they are using, which version they are using, which version library they installed, everything. That based on that, we will install everything and we will make it successfully run. So package.json contains information about your project. That information will be related to project name, project version, project dependencies means libraries, what they are using. As of now, package.json comes with few details. Other details will be keep on updating. When you are developing project, making changes, some new concepts will be adding into it. You see now, we have to open this terminal. Currently, your project is empty. Nothing is there. Now run this command here. What is the command we have to run? Here, npm space init space -y. And when I hit this, automatically you can see a package.json is created. A file is automatically added into your project. Left side, you can see a package.json is there. Professionally, every project have this file called package.json. And you can open this file and see now. You can close the terminal. You can open this and see. You can see that there is some information already. That information is about your project name, which version your project, any description about your project, and other details which are not initially necessary for you. Later you will learn. Right? They are not necessary for you as of now. Later you will learn. Right? So technically, this package.json is mandatory for every project. And how this package.json is generated? By using npm init.y. Okay, done. Okay, one option is ready. After that, once you added this package.json, now this application is a professional web application. A professional web application. And very important is, next point, so after you created this, next point, add following folders into project, which are very much required. Folders into project, add following folders into project. You need to add 2 folders into project. One is public, another one is SRC. Professionally, every project contains 2 folders initially. Later you will have lot of folders. Later you will add so many folders. Every project initially must have these folders. That means, remember, we are learning web development as per standards now. When you have learned general web designing at school, college levels, you don't follow any standards. You just learn the technology and design. But for real world scenario, standards are important. You have to follow standards. Mandatory. Mandatory. You cannot design anything by yourself. That means in order to use a color also, you need a permission. Which color to use, where to keep, all these are as per standards and requirements of project. You cannot do anything by your own creativity. Right? So you have to follow standards. That means many times people ask, like, for example, without package JSON also, you can have a project. You can run the projects. Now, many times people ask, sir, I don't have any package JSON, but it is working. It will work. Doesn't matter. But as per standards, later it will create problems. For example, simply you are saying that wearing helmet on bike is mandatory rule. I am not wearing, nothing is happening. That is your point. You are saying that I am not wearing a helmet, I am going, nothing is happening. Nothing is happening. Right? Later you may face problem. Right? As of now, you may not face any problem, but later you may face a problem. That means we don't do that in real-time development. In real-time development, for every concept, we have to think 100 consequences. If any one consequence you missed, your application fails. And if application fails, business stops. That is very complex. Right? That is the reason we have to follow standards. Right? So don't ever come with that question at all, that without this also it is working. Right? Without that also it will work, but we don't follow. We have to follow standards. So as per project standards, every project must have a package JSON. And in that, add two folders now. One folder, see there is two buttons, new file, new folder. I am using this new folder and click public. This is one folder. Don't select this, click outside. If you select, another one will add inside it. Click outside and create another folder called SRC. These are two folders. What is the purpose of these folders is nothing but public. So it is used for static resources. It is used for static resources, like you keep your HTML files, you keep your images, you keep your text documents, you keep your PDF documents, you keep your audio and video files. All such things you keep inside public. So all your static resources are kept in public. And SRC, it is used for dynamic resources. Dynamic resources like CSS, like SCSS, like JS, like TS, like JSX. All these are dynamic resources. These are all dynamic resources. CSS files, SCSS files, JavaScript, TypeScript, JSX, all these are kept in SRC. As per project standards, all static resources are kept in public and all dynamic resources are kept in SRC. This is very important. Now, another major point here is, that means currently these two folders are ready. All your other static resources you keep here. All the static resources you keep here, right? Okay, important, very, very important is here is every project starts with every project starts with a file called index.js, you have index.html, you have to keep this file. Every project must have a file index.html. Project starts with this file. Every project starts with index.html. This is the startup file. This is the startup file. You see here, and where to keep this. So what you have to do is, you have to do add index.html into root folder, Root folder means main folder. Not in public or SRC. In public and SRC, other files you will keep. Other HTML files we will keep. But one HTML file, that is the startup HTML file, should be outside all folders, and that is index.html. Every project starts with this index.html. You have to keep that index.html outside. So what you do is, you select, don't use public. Later you will put other HTML files there, but startup file should be outside. So outside you add a new file, index.html. This is the startup file. Project starts with this file. As of now, in this file, we will learn how to write HTML. But first, as of now, I will type simply some string like welcome to HTML. That's it. I'm not writing anything. I'm just writing welcome to HTML. After writing welcome to HTML, you see there is bottom go live button option is there. Am I right? There is a go live option. As I told you yesterday, if you remembered, so you, after index.html, we are typing something inside it. Welcome to what? HTML. After that, what you have to do is click go live in the status bar. In the status bar, click on go live. Actually, your project will start here, http://localhost. And I told you, you will get a port number 5500. Your web application will be running on this port number, because there may be so many applications. Every application have a different port number. Now here, default, this is the port number where your application is running. That means you click on this button. You click on this button, go live at the bottom. Right, click on that go live here. That means it is showing starting, and you see here it comes. If browser is not opening automatically, don't worry, because you see it is showing that it is running on 5500. What you have to do, once you selected go live, you have to open browser. In the browser, what you have to request, http:// yesterday you can use IP address. What is IP address? 127.0.0.1 port number 5500 and hit enter. Directly index page will come. We are not requesting index.html. Directly index is coming, because index.html is the startup. If your project is not having index.html, it will not start. For example, you see now, I am changing this file name. I am changing this file name to home.html. Right? That means my project is not having a index.html. Then you can see the project doesn't start. It will directly give you this path. It cannot start. It shows the file structure. It shows the file structure. In that you have to select your page. What is it? Home. That is not good. When I say live, it should start. Right? So it should start with one page automatically. If it is not starting, you have to select this page. It's not like that. It should start automatically. Then what you have to do is, you have to maintain a file. What is that file name? Index.html. If it is index.html, so once refresh, you see it will get that. So every project starts with this page. Now your project is running. Now this we have to design as a good interface. We have to learn HTML to design a proper web page. So we are designing a simple startup page. If you are missing with go live option, you see, I click on this 5500, automatically you can see it is stopping the server. It is stopping the server. If you are unable to see that go live button, what you can do is you can right click in this page, right click in that page and select open with live server. Open with live server. Sometimes what happens is that go live button is hidden, right? So I will show you later settings, how to enable and open if it is hidden and all these things. If it is missing, don't worry, right click on HTML page and select open with live server. Automatically it will start with that page. It will start with that page, right? So you have to use this mechanism. I hope you understood the process. You have to try this. Now we need to learn how to build a proper web page. What is the basic structure of web page and how to design. For that we need to learn the language HTML. So we haven't used HTML yet. We just used a simple process. Now by using HTML, we have to design the web page. That we'll see tomorrow. Right, in tomorrow's session, we will start designing the web page. We will see how to create the structure and design the web page. Okay, right. You have to practice all this process, and practice it. If you face any difficulties, you can get the problem what you are facing. I will see. Okay, right. Tomorrow we'll continue.